Thank you.
Hey, Martin. Not sure if he can hear till he can. I think maybe he could until he get his ears in.
Well, hello, everybody.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
getting my headphones untangled, unfortunately. Could get the wireless ones, but I'm not there yet.
I'm still on old-fashioned speakers here.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
Yeah, I just don't like to be owned by Apple and all the little gadgets, so I'm fighting as best I can. But hey, Amber, so you're new. I don't know if we've met. How are you?
Hello, good. How nice to meet you.
For sure. All right.
Well, it's actually time to start, but we are missing.
How many do we need for a quorum? Is it 5 or do we need 6?
I believe it's 6. And we've got,
There's 6 coming on board.
we are live on YouTube. Give Manuel a minute to connect. Well, we'll go ahead and call the June 1st, 2022 regular meeting of the Sacramento Housing Redevelopment Commission to order. We're going to request all commissioners and staff keep their microphones muted unless they are speaking. Due to the fact that we're using Zoom, we'll ask for comments from each member each time an item or group of items comes up. And commissioners or staff could use the raise hand feature for recognition outside of those times. With that, Amber, can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, Commissioner Amanfor. Looks like he's still connecting to audio, but he's here. Commissioner Boyd is absent. Commissioner Griffin is absent. Commissioner Morgan or Chair Morgan. Commissioner Nunley,
Here. Oh,
Commissioner Osmany,
here.
Commissioner Ross,
Here.
Stajabu,
Here.
Commissioner Starks is absent, and Commissioner Wu.
Present.
All right, we have a quorum.
All right, thank you. Citizens' comments.
We received
There-
none by email.
Did we have anything follow up from last meeting? I forgot to check.
So last meeting, the public comment regarding the voucher was followed up on and they received their voucher and they were taken care of.
Thank you very much. So if you could read the public comment paragraphs.
All right. While the commission welcomes and encourages participation in the commission meetings, please limit your comments to 3 minutes so that everyone may be heard. SHRA provides opportunities for the public to address the commission at this time to listen to your opinions regarding non-agendized matters within the subject matter jurisdiction of SHRA. Consistent with the Brown Act, the public comment periods on the agenda are not intended to be question and answer periods or conversations with the commission members. Members of the public with questions are encouraged to contact staff before or after the meeting. Members of the public wishing to provide comments should either email comments to publiccomments@shra.org or present them verbally by calling 888-970-1444 during the meeting.
All right, and you said there were none received yet?
No public comments by email, and Vicky is handling the Zoom phone. Do we have any call-ins?
No, we don't.
Okay, thank you.
All right. That will take us to consent. Can you read the consent items for us?
All right, we have approval of commission meeting minutes for May 4th, 2022, and resolution SHRC 2022-09, authorizing public meetings to be held via teleconference under Government Code Section 54953E and making findings and determinations regarding the same.
Any request to pull either of those from consent?
To pull, I have a comment.
Go ahead.
Okay, so not that I can say much when we're approving the minutes because I wasn't present at that particular meeting, but I know there's a difference in the notes sometimes when there's an absent and there's an excused absence. So I wrote ahead of time and it says I'm absent. So for the record, I'd like it to say, if necessary, excused absence.
Okay. I don't think that's necessary in the notes, but we do note that when we give it to the city for payments, but I will make sure that's noted.
Okay, yeah, so there's a difference because you have to in the record. So if you have excused absences, then you could be removed.
Okay, yeah, we have that in our personal files, but I will check on that for you and make sure it's noted.
Okay, thank you.
You're
That
welcome.
doesn't typically appear in the minutes.
Oh,
So,
okay,
I will.
Yeah, we do that internally, so
okay, thank you.
you're
I'll
welcome.
take a motion for consent.
So moved.
I abstain. I wasn't present.
So I have a motion from Wu and a second from Nunley. Roll call.
All right. All right, Amanfor,
Aye.
Morgan,
Aye.
Nunley,
Aye.
Osmany,
Abstain.
okay, Ross,
I abstain from the approval of the minutes, but aye for the resolution.
okay, Stajabu,
Aye.
and Wu.
Aye.
Okay, so with the abstains, does that give us a quorum to pass
Starks
it?
is here too.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
Starks, yes.
I didn't see him come in, sorry.
I think that will pass it.
All right,
Okay, that takes us to items 3 and 4 of business items. Those will be heard together. It's approval to include the city of Sacramento in Article 34 affordable housing ballot measure proposed by the county of Sacramento for the November 8th, 2022 election for the city, and approval to place Article 34 affordable housing measure on the November 8th, 2022 ballot for the county.
Okay, great. We have Helen Peterson, our management analyst, is going to be doing the presentation on these two items that we're taking together for both the city and the county. Helen?
Hello, Commissioners. Like Lachelle said, my name is Helen Peterson. I'm a management analyst in the executive office, and I'm here to present on two staff reports regarding Article 34 for the Board of Supervisors and City Council and the proposed Article 34 ballot measure. To start, a bit of background on Article 34. Article 34 was added to the California Constitution in 1950 to require voter approval of publicly assisted housing projects. Voters were asked to approve a certain number of dwelling units prior to their being assisted by a public agency if a majority of these units in the developments will house lower income households, defined as those with incomes below 80% of the area median income. The typical development today in Sacramento, subject to Article 34, is newly constructed housing in which more than 49% of the units are restricted to lower income persons, and which carry a below market rate loan from SHRA or some other form of public subsidy. These types of units have become major providers of affordable housing for low and moderate income families, seniors, and the disabled. Two recent examples are Mutual and Boulevard and Cornerstone. Since 1968, Sacramento voters have approved Article 34 ballot measures to facilitate the development of affordable housing units in 5 separate elections, all approved by a majority vote of the electorate. The most recent ballot measure was in 2004. The number of units approved in the previous 2004 Article 34 ballot measure is running out. Currently, the city of Sacramento has 764 units available to build, and the county has 2,105 units available. In addition, that 2004 authorization is expiring in 2024. So in order to continue to build affordable housing using public funds, we must go back to the county for voter approval. To continue working on the demand for safe, affordable, and sustainable rental housing, SHRA is proposing that the County of Sacramento place a measure on the November 8th, 2022 ballot requesting voter approval for more affordable housing units subject to Article 34. The full proposed ballot language can be found in the staff report, but in sum, the proposed ballot measure would provide public approval to annually develop, acquire, or construct housing for low-income persons and families commensurate with 1% of the existing housing units in the county. Any unconstructed housing units each year would be carried over. Similar measures in other cities, similar measures were successful in other cities and counties in California. This language allows for a reasonable amount of affordable housing to be built in proportion to the amount of existing housing units in the county. All the cities within the county have been consulted and have agreed to participate in this ballot measure and are taking reports to their respective city councils for approval. To gauge the level of support in the community for this measure, SHRA worked with an experienced research firm to conduct a survey of likely voters regarding their views on Article 34 in April 2022. The survey was administered in the 5 largest incorporated cities in the county: Sacramento, Citrus Heights, Folsom, Rancho Cordova, and Elk Grove, and in the unincorporated county of Sacramento. The survey determined that this measure was viable and would likely be approved in all cities and the unincorporated county. Placement of the measure on the November 2022 is important to us. Should this measure not be approved, all cities and public agencies within Sacramento County and the unincorporated area of Sacramento County would be out of compliance with this Article 32 requirement and would no longer be able to use public funding for the development, construction, or acquisition of affordable housing after 2024. I do want to note that the staff recommendations are slightly different for the city and the county. The county report is asking for the Board of Supervisors to approve placement of this ballot on the November 8th, 2022 ballot. The city is only required to acknowledge that they will be a part of the countywide Article 34 ballot measure. So they're a little bit different. So in sum, staff is recommending approval of the recommendations outlined at this report related to the proposed November 22 ballot measure related to Article 34. And that concludes my presentation, and staff is here to address any questions you have. Thank you.
Thank you. I see Cecile already has her hand up. Go ahead, Cecile.
Thank you very much for the report. It was very, very thorough and understandable. I just had a quick question, because in looking at the survey results, I see that one of the cities had the lower amount of 56%. I believe that's Folsom. And the way that you explained it, if I'm not mistaken, you said it's going to be on the ballot measure. It's going to be a county-wide ballot measure, but we have to ask this individual cities if it's okay that it's a county ballot measure. Do I have that right? Or
really, it's about acknowledging that they will be included in the measure. We don't necessarily need full out approval from them.
okay, so it's not approval by city, even though they look at each of the cities. Okay, so it appears to be substantial support.
Yes.
Most of them are well over the 60, and Sacramento in particular is at 76%. So it looks like this would be something that is very much going to pass. It has histories of always passing, so on and so forth. Okay, that was I just wanted to clarify that, because I did see the 2 and I thought, what's going on? But I get it now. So thank you very much.
That was a very good question in terms of looking at those percentages by city. And this is a simple majority. So we need to just get 50 plus 1.
So if one city, let's say for whatever reason, Elk Grove or whatever, only 39% of the people in Elk Grove approved it, it doesn't matter because it's countywide, and literally Sacramento could tip it the other way.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Go ahead, Martin. You're still muted.
Me.
All right, so the 1%, so that's how we typically arrive at the number of affordable housing units that are built?
So the language in this measure is a little bit different than the 2004. The 2004 was a kind of like stagnant number that they put on, and it was a 20-year kind of, you had to re-up it in 20 years. This 1% means that we don't have to re-up it all the time, and it is commensurate with, as Sacramento grows or declines, it's still that 1% that we are able to build. And so, for example, the unincorporated Sacramento County area, that'd be like 5,700 units each year approximately. But we have seen, I think it was San Diego pass this, and so we've seen it successful in other jurisdictions.
I see. That always gives us a number that you can
Yeah.
grow or
And I
contract.
What's also important to note in terms of how it's structured is that there is the rollover. So if for any reason, which is pretty unlikely that we would build all the units in 1 year, that number rolls over to the next year plus the 1%. So we did this to make sure that we wouldn't run into the problem again.
Yes, I like the 1% approach because it gives a fraction or a percentage that I think the public could read. Because sometimes when you say 5,000 units, well, that's a lot to some people. Compared to what? But then you say 1%, oh, that's nothing. Yeah, we should do 1%. That's versus 10%. I think it will be much more amenable to the public to say, hey, yeah, we do need to do some good, and we need to apply affordable housing, and 1%, that's just 1% out of 99%. So I think liberal or conservative will approve such. I know I would. So thank you. I like the language. That's astute. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Martin. Any other questions? Is there any public comment on this tonight?
I do not have any.
And do we have any call-ins from Vicki?
We do not.
All right. So I will take a motion to approve the city motion to join the county.
I make this.
So move. A second.
So moved.
So I think the ones that spoke up first was Daryl and then Cecile. We'll catch Martin on the next one.
The next one, yes.
So I'll roll call on the city.
All right, Amanfor,
Aye.
Morgan,
Aye.
Nunley, Osmany,
Aye.
Ross,
Aye.
Dejavu,
Aye.
Starks,
Yes.
and Wu.
Aye.
All right,
Okay, I'll take a motion for the county. And I see Martin's hand up first.
All right, I'll second.
So motion by Ross and second by Nunley. Roll call.
all right, Commissioner Amanfor,
Aye.
Morgan,
Aye.
Nunley,
Aye.
Osmany,
Aye.
Ross,
Aye.
Dejavu,
Aye.
Starks,
Yes.
and Wu.
Aye.
All right,
Okay, that passes. So we'll go on to item 5, Central City 2 Rental Assistance Demonstration 3. The Tax Equity and Fiscal Responsibility Act hearing and approval of tax exempt bonds, loan commitment, and funding agreements for the city.
We have Ann Nichols here is going to do the presentation on our next phase of RAD.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Ann Nichols, Management Analyst in Development Finance. Staff is requesting your approval for up to $57 million in tax-exempt mortgage revenue bonds and funding documents comprised of a seller carryback loan, ground lease loan, and cash proceeds loan for the acquisition and rehabilitation of Central City 2, also known as RAD 3, to be developed by Sacramento Housing Authority Repositioning Program, or known as SHRP. The proposed Central City 2 project is a continuation of the Housing Authority's plan to transition its portfolio of public housing units to the Rental Assistance Demonstration Program, or RAD. The RAD program was created by the Department of Housing and Urban Development to allow housing agencies to use public and private debt and equity to reinvest into the public housing stock. In the RAD program, the units move to a more voucher style program that keeps the units affordable in a long-term contract. The project proposes to rehabilitate 3 senior scattered site properties. Built in the 1970s, the Big Trees property located at 2516 H Street has 29 one-bedroom units. The Pine Knoll property is located at 917 38th Street with 31 bedroom units. Both of those sites each have a community room with a kitchen and laundry facility. The third site was built in 1980s, the Riverview Plaza, which is located at 600 I Street. It's a mixed-use development in downtown Sacramento. The residential portion of the building, which is floors 3 through 14, consists of 123 one-bedroom units and 1 two-bedroom manager unit. In addition to the residential portion, this property includes a courtyard and outdoor terraces, a swimming pool, fitness room, library, commercial kitchen, craft room, television lounge, computer room, seating areas, exercise room, and laundry facilities. The public access common areas occupies 2 floors. The first floor includes the rental office that will serve residents from Big Trees, Pine Knoll, and Riverview Plaza, a former commission meeting room, hair salon, daycare, and currently a vacant market space. The rehabilitation of the 3 sites will address interior improvements, repairs, and replacements of mechanical systems, roofing, carpentry, plumbing, windows, and exterior finishes, Americans with Disability Act upgrades, and site work improvements. SHRP, the developer, has procured professional relocation services to ensure that residents' needs are met during the time of construction. We are keenly aware of the vulnerability of the population, and all efforts to minimize disruption will be made. Residents will be temporarily relocated for approximately 4 weeks. Property management will continue under the Housing Authority of the City of Sacramento. Life Steps will provide the project with 40 hours of weekly on-site resident services. In addition to the tax-exempt bonds and Housing Authority loans for the project, the proposed financing includes 4% tax credits, a conventional loan, net operating income during rehabilitation, a deferred developer fee, RAD project, specific project, base vouchers, and Housing Authority PBVs. In closing, staff is recommending approval of the tax-exempt bonds and Housing Authority loans for the acquisition and rehabilitation of Central City 2. Staff is available to address any questions you may have.
Thank you very much, Ann. Comments and questions of commissioners?
Is there anything, Lachelle, that we need to be mindful of here? Is there any opposition to this? Is there any, is this business as usual? Is this something that looks like a good thing, or is there opposition?
Yeah, this is a great thing. This is really continuing the work that we've been doing to move through our public housing portfolio and really to infuse enough equity so that we can finally get in and fix not only the major systems, but get into the actual units and the interiors of our residents' apartments. So they're always so excited when they come back from their mini relocation stint, or some view it as a vacation when they come back to their newly renovated units. So this is really great and exciting work. And we work very, very closely to make sure that our residents' needs are met as a part of the relocation and returning back to their unit.
Okay.
I'll also mention that the agency has very strong support from the Resident Advisory Board.
Thank you, Gail.
Okay.
Cecile
Martin?
has a question. And Martin, I guess. Sorry.
Martin raised his hand first. We'll go with Martin first.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, thank you. Question, there's a few questions that I have, but I don't know if it matters or not, but on Pine Knoll on the chart, you had read 31 units. And on the chart, it says 30, unless I may have read it wrong. Does that matter?
Oh, I said there are 31 bedroom units at Pine Knoll?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
That's what I heard. But I
30.
don't,
30 space, 1 bedroom units.
Yeah,
okay, I didn't know if that affects funding because maybe one unit doesn't get funded or something. I don't know.
no,
Who is
Martin,
it?
it's a tongue twister, if I could. And I think that's what Gail said, 30 stop. One unit. One unit.
Ah,
And
I
it
see.
sounds like 31, but it was
30 units
30
that are
stop.
1 bedrooms.
Yeah,
Okay, good. I didn't want, thank you. I didn't want one unit not to be funded. Somebody was going to be mad. 'cause
That would be the manager's unit.
Second question has to do with the 4 weeks. So all of the repairs would be able to be completed in all these units for all 3 sites in 4 weeks? Or
They will be in phases. So for example, at Riverview Plaza, they'll maybe start at the top floor, take about a month to complete that, move the residents back in. The next
Okay.
phase will be the next floor.
I see.
So,
Okay,
but
so
it's
each
usually
phase
18
takes
to-
4.
Right.
I'm
It's
sorry,
usually
go.
18 to 24 month construction period.
Okay, that makes more sense. Thank you. And then after 55 years, I do like the RAT program. Who owns the property after 55 years? Who's it?
Well, Sharp will be joining as part of a limited partnership with a tax credit investor, and Sharp is also the managing general partner, and Sharp will continue to own the property.
Okay. So will it still be affordable
Absolutely.
in 55 years too?
Yes.
Okay.
And what, from our experience, what we know is that 55 years, somewhere during that time frame, you go back through this process to recapitalize, to bring in more funds so that you continue to fix it up, because those systems aren't going to last for 55 years. And then we
Right.
start over with a new regulatory agreement. So really 55 years is pretty much in perpetuity.
Okay. It will remain affordable. Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Thank you.
Cecile.
Just very quick. I know you said that it's almost like a vacation, they're gone for 4 weeks for the residents and what have you. Where do they go? I know that you put them up in other locations, I believe, but just out of curiosity, where do most of them usually go?
So in our relocation plan, they will be at hotels and motels within 6 miles radius of each site.
Okay, all right.
So
Thank
still
you.
within their neighborhood.
Yeah,
Sometimes they're extended stay, which kind of works out really well because then like breakfast might be included and, so, and then they also have the option to go with family members if they so choose. They could use that option and go stay with a family member. And so it's time to come back.
yeah. All right, thank you very much. I was just curious.
That's a good question.
I've heard some very positive comments from some of the people out on vacation about being on vacation. Once they take it in that light, it seems to work better than, and whoever came up with that was genius, because it changed the mindset of being gone for a while and coming back, and it seriously has helped the mental stability of the folks that are out. They're, instead of complaining about things, they're off on vacation enjoying it. So John, you had your hand up.
All right, each resident will have a caseworker to make sure they're placed in a situation that's best for them. Is that true?
Yes, that is accurate.
Yes.
Okay.
We have a
Still-
relocation consultant and that's all she does.
All right.
Work with the residents.
Okay, any public comment?
well, I need a vacation. My roof needs changing. And so I'd like to apply for a vacation, and then I need a new carpet and some windows. And if I can get that, that would be wonderful. I'd
We're
be
not-
glad
we're
to
not-
take a vacation.
We're not paying for that.
Sure, your landlord.
Bill,
would
I
be
thought
happy
you
to
were
talk to
paying for that. I'm part of the public. All
We're
right.
not paying for that.
Your
All right.
landlord would be happy to talk to you about it.
Call Smug, call Smug.
Call Smud. All right. They'll give me a permanent vacation is what they'll give me.
Okay, was there any Amber, any public comment?
No, I'd have none.
Any phone calls?
No, there are none.
Okay. With that, we'll take a motion to approve submittal to the city.
I make a motion.
I second.
Motion by Nunnally, second by Wu. Roll call.
Right, Commissioner Manfor,
Aye.
Morgan,
Aye.
Nunley,
Aye.
Osmany,
Aye.
Ross,
Aye.
Sajabu,
Aye.
Starks,
Yes.
Woo.
Yes.
Right, passes unanimously.
Great, thank you. With that, we'll move on to the executive director's report.
Just have a couple of items under the executive director's report. Our next commission meeting date is yet to be determined, and staff is still kind of working on the schedules because this is the time of year that we get into the break that the city and county have for the summer recess. So we're taking a look at that, but stay tuned. We will get that information out to you once we land on our date for our next meeting. Then the next thing I had on my list is that we are planning again a virtual tour for our commissioners. Before COVID, we used to, in the summer, go out and do a tour of different public housing sites. And so we'll be working on presenting a virtual tour to you. Not quite the same, but at least an opportunity for you to see a lot of the good work that is going on out there and to really kind of see it firsthand for yourselves. So we'll see. This is virtual this year. We'll see how things are going next year. And then the last thing I had is that we have two newly appointed commissioners who will join us hopefully at our next meeting. They're Andreas Ramos and Stephanie Duncan. They were appointed by the city's committee, and also Sam Starks was reappointed as well. Commissioner Boyd, he is going to be sitting on some other boards, so he will not be returning and joining us, but we thank him for his service. He has done an excellent job serving on this commission, but he is doing great work on other boards and commissions representing the residents in the city of Sacramento. And that's all I have for now.
All right. And I did not have a prepared report today, so we will move on to items.
Jabu had their hand raised.
Go ahead, Jabu.
Do we have a date for the virtual tour?
We're looking at the first meeting in August, so we don't have the exact date yet. What date does that fall on? I'm not sure. It'll probably be our August.
August 3rd. August 3rd.
August 3rd.
Tentatively, right?
Excuse me?
Is that tentative?
Yes, as long as we get the video done in time. That's the plan. Yeah, I'll work on that.
Other questions and comments by commissioners, including baby announcements and weddings? Go ahead, Martin. You got your hand halfway up. There you go.
Yeah. Well, we tried something out. I just saw that there was another shooting in Tulsa. So before I make my comments on another subject, I want to take a moment of silence and recognition of people that are losing their lives these days. Okay, thank you. I want to mention that I did send some pictures to some folks, but Marisol Village. I did not get to go to, announce it at the following meeting because I was, I had to go to a funeral, but I did go to Marisol Village and saw the happenings there. It was really, really cool. I really enjoyed it. I saw the gardens, met a lot of people out there. I think it's going to be an excellent place. So thank you all for the invitation. If you haven't seen it, I would recommend going to check it out. Looks brand spanking new, and people were very excited about it. So job well done.
Yeah, I think you're referring to, I think when we kind of had that, was it the tree planting ceremony or something? It was one of those Saturdays that you were able to go out. So yes, we're very excited about the things that are going on at Marisol. Our residents should be mid-June, actually starting to move in to the first phases of it. So very excited about that. We will have a very big grand opening. Once the phase that has the manager's offices, the management offices, the pool, the rec center, all the community spaces, when that construction is complete, we will do a very large ceremony and ribbon cutting that we are anxiously awaiting. And we're looking at probably around October is when that will be complete. If there's anyone who is interested, I wouldn't suggest that you just kind of go out there without staff really kind of leading you around because it's an active construction site. I mean, there's construction going on everywhere. So, so please let us know if there is some interest and we'll see what we can do. But the big grand opening is October.
Excellent. Yeah, there were a lot of people out there, people just from the neighborhood checking it out.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes. And the great thing about it is for kind of those special events is that, we are really have been working very hard to keep the residents engaged in what's going on. The children have been able to come out and really see kind of their new home and what's going on. So it's really just thrilling to see it all coming to fruition. And thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Any other comments? If not, we'll adjourn the meeting. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.